All right, what's up, you degenerates? Got some mountain bike news for you this week. Some World Cup stuff, team changes, bike changes. AON Racing is started by Reese Wilson on Gamix. That's kind of interesting. Loris switched to Commencal muck off. Big power move. Sam Hill going racing again. That's pretty sick. And then a good batch of videos just got dropped. Fast as Fuck released a tasteful edit with Remy Morton. Hugo Frixton had a camera pointed at him. That's always a good move. And then In the Hills Gang released kind of a longer form video as well. So some good shit. Let's get into it. Reese Wilson launching his own team. Pretty ballsy move in today's market. Actually pretty impressive that he's able to pull that off given how kind of screwed the bike industry is right now. Yeah, also given like the new team regulations, I'm not super clued into the specifics there, but it seems harder and harder to pull off a UCI team. So for Reese to go off on his own and do it is pretty ballsy, but looks like he pulled off a pretty cool program. Racing Gamix bikes, the footage that has come out of him riding that thing looks so good. I mean, it's not like he looked bad on the Trek, but something about him on that bike, I don't know, looks better to me. I know Gamix, back when they were doing their prototyping, were on the long chainstay program. You know, of course, I'm going to be on my long chainstay shit with this, but it's like when you see bikes that have longer rear ends, you can almost tell, like the front end just looks planted. Reese looks like he's riding with just a ton of confidence. So that's a really kind of interesting partnership. And yeah, being that it's a belt drive as well, I'm just looking forward to what Reese himself and that team gets up to this season. I think this is the first time in recent memory that a higher profile rider like Reese has gone off to do his own thing with kind of a non-mainstream brand. And I think Reese has been building the past couple years from that injury. And yeah, I hope he's on form this season. It would be really cool to see that team doing well. You know, another switch from the Trek team is Loris to Commencal. And Commencal moving to RockShox, you know, that's kind of secondary, but Loris and Omri on the same team, that is an absolute powerhouse. Two French sensations. And when it comes to Trek and like both these riders switching teams, like I think when that session came to market, I think it was one of the better bikes out there. But hearing things that Loris and Reese have said about that bike, I don't think they've been super happy with it. And just given the development that Muck-Off and Specialized have been putting into their bikes, I think it didn't seem like Trek was at that level from a team, and their bike may not have really been up to par. So now that Loris, I mean, is on a race-proven bike with a team that's, I think, you know, obviously one of the best two options in the pits. I'm hoping that Loris, you know, it kind of has everything he needs to be at his best at the races. Yeah, having Loris and Omri in the same pit on the same team is pretty crazy. That's like a pretty nasty power move by Commencal to afford and support two riders at that level. You know, a little French at the top, but we got Dylan in there representing, and what a cool opportunity for Dylan to learn from, you know, two of the best riders in the sport right now. But before we move on, I just wanted to give a shout out to Magic Mind. Magic Mind hit me up about a month ago, and I've been using the product ever since. And I don't like to endorse products I don't actually believe in. This is an example of a quality product that I authentically enjoy. It's a mental performance shot that relies on natural ingredients to give you a calm, productive, kind of unique energy boost that I haven't really found with any other products. So thanks to Magic Mind for sponsoring this video. They also just released a sleep elixir to help you wind down at night, so definitely worth checking that out. If you'd like a discount, you can find a link in the description, and it helps support the channel. But moving on to the last bit of racing news, we got Sam Hill on the bike again, a downhill bike specifically, so love to see it. Sounds like he's training and working up to racing at Red Bull Hardline. Sam's kind of been lurking in the shadows the past few years, so it's awesome to see him out riding again and showing up to a pretty high profile race. If I'm being honest, I don't have like the highest expectations for him. I think the level these days is just really gnarly. I don't really care where he finishes. I'm just stoked to see Sam out there ripping a downhill bike again. And after I filmed this, I read the Vital interview that they did, and it seems like Sam has just like a way more casual approach to racing. He's not making this like a big comeback deal. He just kind of wants to go out there and have those feelings again, which I think is a really cool place to be for someone in his position. Also, it was troubling to read that Sam's sponsors, whoever he's referring to, like, didn't really get back to him. It's one thing to like, you know, not be able to support someone. Like, the situation in the industry right now is tough, but I don't know. It's one thing that's pissed me off on Sam's behalf, but also me. Like, just the communication sometimes is so pathetic, like borderline disrespectful in the bike industry when you're trying to, you know, put together sponsorship programs, talk to companies, whatever. It's like, to see that Sam had to go through that same thing that my bitch ass had to as well is just like, makes my soul sad. The most apparent one has to be 510. It's like, how is 510 not going to sponsor Sam Hill? Like, he should get a lifetime paycheck, lifetime royalties, whatever. Like, I'm sure Sam's not asking for much at this point. And yeah, if 510 freaking disrespected our boy like that, then like, I don't know, just makes me sad. Makes me want to go like build a shoe, go to Taiwan, go to wherever I need to go to make a Sam Hill signature shoe or something. Cause yeah, there's nothing out there right now that holds the place of the product he developed. Yeah, and I think that's a miss, but I don't know. You know, poked around on the internet this morning and I missed some pretty quality videos that have kind of slipped under the radar. So the first is the In the Hills Gang video, just a good young crew, riding really sick. It seems like pretty much everyone in their riding group can throw nasty dumped threes. My favorite part was the big mountain segment at the end. Looked like a super sick zone, especially for Colorado. Like, I've never seen a spot like that out there. But I forget the name of the guy, but whoever was riding the blue twos and throwing some nasty corners on the face. There was honestly one of the sicker, like, big mountain corner clips I've seen. He just threw like a long, like, two-wheel drift type of corner that just looks so sick. I mean, I've ridden like a little bit of that stuff, and especially like at the top of a big gnarly line, like, for me, it's really hard to like commit over the front and actually drive through a corner, because I don't know, like, the terrain's usually kind of soft, and if like the front wheel stuffs or washes, it's like, man, you're kind of like putting yourself at a big risk of like stuffing and having a massive crash. But yeah, that dude was like fully committed over the front and actually like driving through a corner, and it just like released in a super sick way. And then yeah, had a bunch of other sick lines, but like that one shot was like a definite standout from the edit, and one of the more like stylish and well executed like set of turns I've seen in like that type of terrain. So that got me fired up. I like the music, and like the whole kind of like Western vibe was kind of fun too. You know, took a little bit of creative risk on that one, which I appreciated. And then there was another Hugo Frixton edit, which again kind of flew under the radar for me. This was another bike release from Commencal, the Tempo Power. And I mean, smart move by Commencal. It's just like, have Frix Frix do every bike release. Like, the original Tempo release with him is honestly one of the more memorable edits in recent history. Like, I don't think I've ever wanted a bike more just from an edit. And like, I don't know, that was just such a sick video. So yeah, good on Commencal for, you know, sticking to that model. And they actually did 2 videos of the same line. It was like 2 different cuts. One was more of like a long single shot, and then the other one was like, you know, more traditional fast cut, which, I don't know, that's cool. I've never seen, I don't think anyone's ever done that before, kind of do like 2 style videos of the same sections of trail. But regardless, both edits were really well filmed, and the audio was also really good. That was something that stood out to me as well. Excellent example of stylish bike riding. I'm paying attention whenever that dude has a video out. And then the last one, a new Fast as Fuck edit, primarily featuring Remy Morton on a few different spots in Canada. Really interesting to see that guy ride. You know, another person who like has kind of carved out his own style and path in the freeride world. So I respect anyone who is like kind of comes at the sport with their own vision that's kind of uniquely their own. And I don't know, that was like a very soothing and relaxing edit to watch. You know, wasn't in your face and super high paced, but just like very tasteful, stylish. I don't know, it kept me engaged without being like super high paced and in your face. The song choice was interesting, but it worked really well. Like kind of like slow, trippy British rap, which is kind of funny. At least that's what I remember of it. And then he had like guest appearances from Brandon Semenuk and this one guy, Alicio, if I'm pronouncing his name right, but Alicio had one nasty one-footed table like clip that was probably my favorite in the edit, but I also like it when there's a video that's like, you know, primarily about Remy. He like carries the video, you know, from start to finish, but then there's bonus segments of like the other people that were riding on the sessions. And it kind of, I don't know, it's like a good way to make it more interesting. And it kind of brings like more of like a casual and organic vibe to the video. And yeah, the other riders were throwing down. So it's just cool to see like what other riders do on those same features. But yeah, Remy had this like tire slide lander drift that was like pretty insane, and that whole line is just like a piece of art in itself without anyone riding it. And then, you know, they do it justice. Last note, you know, I touched on Alex Rankin in the last video, but he's active on YouTube. He released Earthed 4, the whole movie, and another World Cup practice segment from Schladming, I'm pretty sure. You know, maybe got that wrong, but yeah, just subscribe to Alex Rankin. He's re-releasing stuff that was on DVDs on YouTube, and that's never going to be a bad watch. And all right, for the final segment, the mountain bike video lore throwback clip. I talked about Joe Barnes in a previous episode, but wanted to include him again here with the Dudes of Hazard Dudementary. The 2015 season that I'll link in the description is absolutely fire. I feel like there were like some videos lost in this realm, but the intro is like so ridiculous and such like kind of an elaborate skit, but it's all so hilarious. Like, and then the Big in Japan video is another classic. And I don't know, these are just like such core mountain bike films. Like, very few videos, especially mountain bike videos, like actually have me like cracking up laughing, and especially the intro, but also the Japan video. It's just like the vibes are so good. It combines like super high level riding, like Joe Barnes and Liam and Ferg. All the dudes on that team are absolute savages, but I don't know. It's just good humor. It's relatable stuff. It's not super high production. And it's just really authentic. I think that's what it comes back to. But yeah, these are some of my favorite videos. And yeah, I always have a good laugh going back and watching them. And it inspires me to go on some dirtbag trips with all my buddies. All the years are good. All the Dudes of Hazard videos are, you know, bangers. If you want to see a funny one too, The Forgotten American is like documents, you know, my friend Matt Cohen's hectic journey over to Europe where he somehow got involved with these guys. I don't think I was even like aware of it, and then this video popped up and I'm like, what the hell? Like, dude, Matt Cohen is in a Dudes of Hazard video. So Cohen and I have talked about doing a podcast, and his version of that story is freaking wild. So there's some good racing lore from the NorCal crew that I'm gonna get around to getting those stories out on the internet at some point. But for now, just go watch all the Dudes of Hazard videos, specifically the 2015 Dudementary is a banger. But that's all I got for this week. Let me know if I missed anything. Also, if you have any questions, like, let me know. I'm down to do like a listener questions type segment where I answer a few questions or comment on topics that you guys are interested in. So if you have anything you want me to yap about, leave it in the comments, and if it's good, I'll include it in the next episode. But that's about it. Hit me up on Patreon if you're liking the videos. You know, like, subscribe, all that bullshit. But yeah, that's about it. I'm going to go ride my dirt bike. So I'll catch you guys later.